Hello everyone, no respawns here, hope you're doing well. So I am back, I haven't actually been here before, but we're at Hangman's Alley, yeah? So on the suggestion of my video a while back, I had mentioned how I wanted to do kind of a chem set one. And everyone was mentioning Hangman's Alley and like, you should do that, you should do that, you should do that. And so I thought, okay, I'd recently watched Blade Runner not too long ago, the newish one. And also I'd watched on my way to Turkey, I'd watched, what was it, the new Ghost in the Shell, which is kind of wank, but it was basically, I was thinking of a Neo Tokyo look was the kind of thing I was going through. I was watching things that have lots of kind of, you know, slightly futuristic downtrodden cityscapes, and I was like, oh, okay. And so I'm trying to kind of replicate that with Hangman's Alley. Now, what I've got to do, this video, the building element, it's going to be chopped into two. So this video is the lower level of the main kind of street area, which you'll see what I mean when I get to the tour. And then the next video we're going to do the upper level, because I wanted it to be kind of a multi-level thing with steps on the outside. And then after that there'll be a full tour. Just an FYI, I cut this build down quite a lot because I like when you see the tour at the end, I really like the way it's looking. But the building for this section is, just to be honest, frank, is a bit dull. It was more about utilize. It's one of those ones where it's important where the space is utilized, where necessarily the thing isn't necessarily exciting, but it's exciting when it's finished, if you know what I mean. Now, as a side, you may notice I'm using the, if you see that, I'm using the corrugated metal pieces. Now, purely aesthetic choice, you can use whatever you want. Just as a side, and you'll see it in the tour, I actually switched over and used the kind of more rusty brown pieces, which you'll see. So it's in wooden metal. Do I go there in this one? Yeah, wooden metal. It's in retextures. Oh, okay, so there are the things, but the actual wall pieces I use are in retextures, and there's one which is brown. The reason being is I originally used the green one because I thought, okay, it's near Diamond City, you know, it's going to be, maybe they use the same metal for whatever reason, and I thought the green looked a bit shit, but the second I switched it over for the kind of more rusty brown metal, it looked significantly better. I'm really pleased with this one. There's been a bit of a break with the videos just because, quite simply put, when I was away, I made loads of videos, like on the 27th, just at the end of last month, and I hadn't actually done a build since then, so I was kind of pedestaling it, and like, oh, it needs to be perfect. So I'm quite pleased with this, so it's good. So there won't be any, you know, 5-day long breaks anymore, I promise. I'm not going on holiday. Next holiday I got planned is what? I'm thinking of going next year in March, or maybe April. So there we go, all right? That'll be the only time where I might have any breaks. And it's Christmas holidays soon, and I'm going to be Billy No Mates in the house, so I'll have loads of time to drunkenly make videos while drinking mulled cider. There are lots of, just as a side note, with the scrapping glitch, there are lots of, in Hangman's Alley, there are lots of bits that don't bugger off. So I don't know if that big spike, you see a little floaty spike there, goes away or not, I'm not sure, but also there is a floating bit on the top level, which you will see, which just doesn't go away, which is why in the next video I'm going to incorporate. You can walk through it, by the way. It's completely like you can just walk straight through it. It doesn't get in the way of anything, but it doesn't actually leave, and you can't scrap it. So you'll see what I mean when I get to it, but we'll have to think of what to do with that. The top floor is going to be kind of like a bar area. So the whole thing, like, right, so I've done, when you get the tour, you'll see it, but, like, I'm going to make this really, 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 really packed. Like, it's very packed. It's going to be like a, kind of like, it's like a mini Good Neighbor settlement kind of thing. So it's going to be mostly run by ghouls. It's a bit shady, lots of drugs, you know, all that jazz. It's going to be always gullible fun, possibly getting stabbed in the alley somewhere. But I want it, like, really, really packed. And this is kind of the front area. It looks completely weird right now. Like I said, this build is one of those ones. The tour looks good, and when you see the tour, you're going to, oh, I like that, Davey. You will be like that, because it's very cool. However, up until that point, you're just going to be like, you what, mate? Oh, yes, you see retextures metal corrugated. There's just a kind of a rusty corrugated. Just personal choice. I think it actually looks better than this green shit that I put on. The green shit doesn't look very good. It was quite easy for me to trade these over, so it wasn't too much of an issue. But yeah, stupid green shit. It's terrible, but it's alright. See, that's the one. That's the one. You see this? I don't know why I was going to mix it up, but this is the colour I end up using because it blends with the area quite well. It's quite a nice little colour, that. It's a good colour. I like that colour. Bit of rusty shit. So basically, yeah, the whole like building in this part. I was watching. Like, I'm really pleased with the way it looks, but it was so dull. So while we're doing this bit of boring section here, what have I got planned? So I'm going to be trying to do a Christmas vlog. I know I said I'd do more, but I've been really fucking busy. So basically, like the August, as you know, obviously I went, my company worked for runs like conferences and stuff. And so for like literally from basically late August, when I did last one, so like September, all the 3 October, we have just been like hugely busy, and I just haven't been asked. But then the next one now is not until like, what, May or something next year? So I've got time. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to try and do vlogs a bit more often now. I'm going to do one for Christmas because I've got the office camera. It's a really good one, or goodish camera, so I can actually set up, and I've got loads of time. So yeah, you'll have a Christmas video. Spoiler, that'll be my face. Beard's gotten a bit better, I think. Beard game's actually on point recently, just got to say. Alongside that, what am I doing personally? I'm going to be buying the new Necromunda box set. See how boring this part is? Basically, just as a why, what I'm doing right here, just so you know, so you're like, what the fuck? So basically, because of the fact that Hangman's Alley is kind of like, it's a cool shape, right? But I wanted to look a bit more of a cramped kind of, you know, like rusty slums area. So I'm just making my own street, effectively. That's the whole idea, right? So yeah, and it looks really cool. Trust me, it does look good when you get to the tour. Right, back to the important shit. I'm buying the new Necromunda box set next week, and I'm so excited. So good. It comes with, those of you who don't know, basically, so Necromunda is a skirmish game from Warhammer 40k from like 1994, 96? I think it's 99, it might be 1997 actually. Yeah, it'd be 1997, I think. I think it's about 1997. I remember having the issue. I have the issue of White Dwarf somewhere in my room because I didn't throw any of them away. I don't think I threw that one away. Anyway, it's really, really cool. And they've re-released the whole thing. But because, for whatever reason, Games Workshop have become awesome recently. And, like, they're really... I think they've got a new CEO or something. And so they're, like... They're really putting a lot of effort into all of their box sets now. But basically, so they're putting a lot more effort into the box set. So now, back in the day, they'd release them to some random box set. That's the floaty metal thing I was telling you about. There it is in the corner. They'd release a random box set, and that would be it. And then they'll just kind of, like, maybe release some models for it. Whereas now they're, like, releasing all the gangs again. And, oh, they look so good. The new box set has the Goliaths and the Escher in it. Both of which look fucking cool, and they've already released the images for the Orlocks. I'm personally excited for the Delaku, and I'm potentially excited for the Van Saar, because the old models look really shit, but the whole idea of the Van Saar one kind of like modelled on the protagonist, that like the House Atreides from Dune, you know, with their kind of survival suits, and I'm really curious. That could look really cool if done right. They're probably one of the worst factions, just the way they look, but they could be one of the cooler looking factions. But anyway, I'm really excited to play Necromunda. Also, it's great because you don't have to actually buy an army. You just have to pick like up 10 models and you're basically complete. Anywho, I'm also working on my Dark Angels. I haven't painted them at all. I've been just too emotionally drained. Plus, it got started getting dark really quickly and I don't have any daylight light bulbs. So basically, right, now we've done the boring part. So there we go. So we're actually nearly up to the tour, potentially. Right, so... that dog just doesn't go away. He's actually one of my provisioner dogs. He just hangs out here now, but he's suited, so it's cool. He'll probably eventually just randomly disappear. So as you can see right now, so that is the front of the street. And what are we doing right now? What are we doing? We're doing the like, little front area with the canopy, right? Yeah, we are. So we're going to pop some stuffs down. And this is one of those builds that I knew... It's one of those ones that I knew was going to look good. But I also knew that it would look terrible unless that's why I spent a little bit more time kind of like planning. Like normally I wouldn't plan the decoration as much as I did in this. Like it's not busy or anything, but I put a couple of shops and things like that so you get a visual idea. But like I like this build and I wanted it to look good. But I was also conscious if I just left it as here. Imagine if I just went, right guys, that's video number 1. It's done now until the upstairs. You'd like, you what, mate? You fucking what? This looks shit. Personally, because it looks shit with the green metal. Seriously, if it was just the rusty metal, it'd probably look alright. So, this is also the first instance ever that one of the red tarps has worked perfectly. So let's all take a moment. Yeah. That just looks cool. It fits perfectly. It looks like it doesn't look out of place. So yay, a red tarp working properly. I build so much that I know the intricate... just how all these little pieces work together, and those red tarps just suck and never work properly. So there we go. I don't know why I mixed the textures in when I hadn't even decided at this point I was going to change them out. So these are my 2 of my shops. One of them is going to be Chem's shop, and one of them is going to be the trader. Trust me, this is going to look cool. You'll hate yourself, or just skip to the last, like, 1 minute of the video so you can see the tour if you don't trust me. And then come back to here, yeah? Or you cannot, I guess. I mean, you can do that as well. But it's cool. Right, so now we're going to put some mesh in. And it looks going to look really good. And you're going to be like, wows. It does look really good, yeah. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm excited for the upstairs, actually, because makes me think of, yeah, like, I was thinking, like, Blade Runner, Ghost in the Shell, also, like, Syndicate Wars, kind of-y, slightly. Not Syndicate Wars. Yeah, actually, what's the spiritual successor? Satellite Rain. That's what I was thinking of. Satellite Rain, which I've got, but I've just, like, never played very much, which is stupid, because I was hyped about it for ages. But then I got it late, because my computer was shit at the time. I should probably sit down and play that, actually. Anyway, but basically, yeah, that's the kind of the vibe I've been going for with this. And I think it's going to look rather grand. So here's the upstairs, basically. So here will eventually be, like, there's going to be a bar up there. It's very, very busy. There's going to be lots going on. Even in the tour, as I said, I do decorate this kind of front area quite a bit, but there'll be lots more going on. It's going to be a cool little area, this. I'm quite pleased with the vision, which is quite nice, because I was, to be utterly frank, just completely... I'll probably this week, actually, what I might do is do a video where we go back. Once I've done... I might go back to my old Hangman's Alley so we can compare the two. Like, do a short, one of those short little nostalgia videos, because I've done a tour of it, but I've never done a narrated tour. This is like a video from absolutely ages ago. Kind of similar theme-ish in the fact that I was trying to make it quite busy. But anyway, right, tour is a coming after I've just plopped this stupid board in. Ta-da! So here it is. So basically, so I changed the boards up. And already you can see it started to kind of give that kind of rustic, kind of like, not Neo Tokyo, but a little bit kind of like back alley kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm trying to go through. I put a couple of shops. I put one just because I thought it'd be cool, which is this is obviously a raider shop, so it actually uses raiders. I've actually got a raider guard there in power armor. I might actually replace him because I want to build up this area a little bit more. But yes, so let me just do a quick tour of here. So I actually quite like this guy's shop. I also like his outfit too. He's my like raider dude. So he sells raider gear. And the inside looks rather spiffy, if I do say so myself. I quite enjoy decorating that. It's quite nice in there. Close the door, David. Close the door. So you can see what I mean. It looks cool, right? Now imagine this being really, really busy. There's a top level. It's going to look very, very grand. And I do like my two shops. Got my little kind of counters with the wee barrels. And those were actually surprisingly hard to do. I had to like take the floors off and like pillar glitch the board on because I couldn't get it straight. And as you'll see, you'll go back here. I've put these posters are just from the posters of the Commonwealth mod, and it's just kind of generic ripped paper that if you look around, you see all over the Commonwealth. It just looks quite cool. Imagine this. I didn't decorate too much because obviously I still haven't decided how it's going to be decorated, but it's very, very busy. There's going to be lots going on. And the next video will be me building on the top level. And there's that stupid floating thing, which I'm going to walk through to demonstrate that you can actually just walk through it. So I'm going to have to incorporate that somehow into the final tour. But anyway, I hope you guys liked that. I know obviously the actual building was a little bit kind of odd because it ostensibly wasn't exactly the most exciting structure in the world, but the next one, the end result looks quite cool. I think this is going to be where we build our chems, cook our chems. I just haven't decorated here yet. But yeah, as always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. There will be a new video up tomorrow, actually, I promise. And then more videos to come. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care.